Howdy, I'm Lonnie Ray Williams, your choice for true representation and real leadership here in Washington's 7th Legislative District. And I just figured I'd pass on a little bit of good news and shed some light on some real leadership in action. I am pleased to report that the incumbent and many other Republicans are finally changing direction and recognizing that parental rights is the number one issue in America today. And it's almost as if the incumbent's been reading some of my platform, but I digress. Anyway, I just wanted to say, point out a little bit of real leadership and what it takes. It doesn't take a bill, not yet, but it just takes someone standing up for the rights of those individuals who are saying, this is the priority. And when we have leaders that listen to the people and start spreading that message, then other leaders start to catch on and understand that this is the direction that America wants people to move in. And I just wanted to take a moment to point that out. And but let's not believe it until we see it. When we see that parents are the primary stakeholders in the upbringing of their children, when we see that recognized in this state, then we're going to believe it. We're not going to buy the words anymore. We want to see some action. And while we're at it, we're truly not going to believe that they understand the gravity of the situation until they agree that education dollars needs to be attached to a student, not a failing institution. That means that a parent has the right to take the money set aside for that student and put it into a charter school, home school, private school, a co-op, or even public school if that's really where they want it. But I believe that children need the best education possible, and that parents are the best people to decide what school is going to work best for their children. And we need to give them that option and that choice. And when we actually start seeing some leadership start talking about that and pushing that, then maybe we can believe it. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I'm also pleased to see that many of my Republican colleagues are starting to focus on our food supply and the critical issues that we have surrounding that. We need to open up our ability to work with our farmers. We need to cut a lot of the red tape, the bureaucracy. We need to reduce the gas tax that we pay. It's just killing us rural individuals who travel much farther and bear a far greater cost of these gasoline taxes, and yet we don't see the benefits. I live in a county where it's mostly dirt roads. We don't even have a stoplight in the county. So, it doesn't really make a lot of sense when we're paying for I-5 on the other side of the mountains to be torn up every single year. Add another lane, take one away, and that's not where we want our tax dollars, especially when we have so much bureaucracy that's making it real difficult for the farmers to just farm. We have to look at all the other countries are starting to try and regulate nitrates and all these other things. They're pretty much trying to regulate the periodic table of elements. They figure if they can do that, well, they can control people. And we need to get ahead of that, and we need to just say no. We're going to keep bureaucracy out of our farming. We know how to grow our food. We know how to get it to market. Just let us alone. Let us do our job. Let us feed you. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to feed you. That needs to be the message to all the people in urban areas who just don't understand what it takes to grow food, to get it to market, to ensure that it's a bountiful crop. And, that goes along with water rights and all the other issues that we're fighting. You shut off all the water, you're not going to have any food. And if you think you can just materialize it by printing money, well, it's just not going to work. You can eat all the money and toilet paper in the world if that's what you're stocked up on, but you're still going to be hungry. Well, that's just it for today. I just wanted a short little video. One reminder, I've got the Trey Taylor concert coming up here at Ferry County Fairgrounds, August 13th at 1 p.m. It's a family-friendly event. We've got a bounce house, some face painting. I've rented the carousel so we can spin your kids around. Heck, we can spin the adults around too if you guys really want. But going to be pretty exciting, little concert. And please go to my website, www.lonnieraywilliams.com, and information is there on the concert and everything else. I'd appreciate it if you go to my website check it out. Endorse if you haven't already. I'm taking endorsements primarily from individuals because that's who I'm representing, is the individual. Either way, it's getting hot out here in the great state of Washington. Please make sure that you drink a lot of water. Your critters are taken care of, and they have ample shade if they need it. And your kids are taken care of as well. So do that, stay safe, and check in on your neighbors. Make sure that they're okay. And if you have a cooler option to keep people cool in your room, and you know that somebody doesn't, maybe you can have some neighbors over and just have them cool down for a little while and be neighborly. Good opportunity to talk about true representation and real leadership. Thanks, folks. I really greatly appreciate the support. It's fantastic. I am running to represent you, the person, the individual, the common everyday American who's just struggling to get by. And I'd appreciate your vote. God bless and have a fantastic day.